Most rappers buy a couple of flashy cars and try to stunt on everyone, but Rick Ross is on a different level. He has over 100 whips in the collection and is flexing everything from Ferraris to a custom tank with Louis Vuitton seats. Today, we're breaking down the wildest and most expensive rides in his garage. Rick Ross has loved cars his whole life. His first job was working at a car wash, and at the 2021 Revolt Summit, he said, "My very first hustle? Well, I always go back to the car wash. I was 13, I got $30 a day from 8 in the morning to 8 p.m. That's when I just learned to go above and beyond from the big homies that brought their cars in." After he made it in the rap game, Ross started collecting all kinds of rides, and earlier this year, he put on his own car show at his mansion in Georgia. Before the show went down, Ross hopped on IG to show off one of the newest whips in his collection, an actual tank. The tank has a camo paint job and mounted guns that make it look like Ross is gonna start a war. But the inside is where it gets really wild. Tanks aren't usually known as luxury rides, but Ross had the seats customized with Louis Vuitton leather. Everyone knows Ross is all about stunting with his wealth, and he took it to the next level with the tank. He's probably not going to be running into ops on his 235-acre property, but he's definitely ready for the smoke if they pull up. Back in 2013, Rick Ross was celebrating his birthday in Florida. While he was riding around with his girl, someone pulled up and started letting off shots. Ross tried to drive off and dodge the bullets, but he ended up wrecking into the side of an apartment building. The cops found 18 shell casings at the scene, but luckily, Ross and his girls didn't get hit. It was a wild situation, but now Ross has a tank and will be 100% safe unless the ops bring a rocket launcher. In 2020, Ross started beefing with Tory Lanez over his album release date. Lanez dropped Daystar on September 25th, 2020, which is the day that protests started going down across the US in memory of Breonna Taylor. Ross hopped on IG and said,
"Tory Lanez, poor decision, brother. Dropping that project. Just out of respect for Breonna Taylor. Just out of respect for Breonna Taylor, brother."
Ross also aired him out for how he handled the allegations he shot Megan Thee Stallion. Ross said,
"We gotta respect these sisters. That ain't how you address the accusations you're facing with the sister. That was a poor choice, homie. You ain't getting no money with that shit."
Then Ross took it a step further by making fun of Lane's height and said he bought him a smart car. Lane clapped back on Twitter and said, "I respect you too much as a black man to disrespect you in these times. However, I went out and marched 9 days straight for Breonna Taylor. In your city, I didn't see the boss out there once. Also, stop tagging your endorsements and posts about her. It's a poor decision. At Rick Ross." Lane's also called out Ross for not actually sending him the smart car. He tweeted, "Bruh, this at Rick Ross still gave me that smart car. I think he thought because we was both rich, I wasn't gonna actually ask for it after the fact. LOL. Where's my car, Rick? LOL. A few weeks before his car show, Ross squashed the beef with Lanez and gave him a smart car to celebrate. Lanez couldn't make it to the show, but he ended up sending Ross his own smart car. Rose probably won't be rocking it on the streets though. Back in 2017, he almost got stuck in the window of a NASCAR race car at the Texas Motor Speedway and said,
"How they got me doing this shit? They usually do this to embarrass and humiliate fat boys. But I'm doing this for fat boys all around the world."
Rose has been losing weight recently, but he's probably still too big to stunt in a smart car. Ross is a big fan of race cars, even though he almost got stuck in one. To hype up his car show, he flexed a NASCAR car that was driven by Jimmy Johnson back in the late 2000s. He posted a video on IG of him driving a whip on his property, and in the caption, he revealed that he actually owns 2 NASCAR rides. He likes racing so much that he even mounted an F1 style car on his wall that Hugo Boss designed. What's really wild about his collection though, is that until last year, Ross didn't even have a license to legally drive any of his whips. He finally took the test in 2021 and said,
"My mom and my sister pressured me finally, so I went, took the test. It took me an hour. I missed a few answers, but I got it."
Before the show, Ross also revealed a mint condition El Camino from 1959. It's tough to keep classic rides looking good, but Ross obviously takes care of his rides. He posted a video of the whip getting unloaded from a trailer, and it looks so clean it could have been made in 2022, not 60 years ago. When Ross likes a car, there's a good chance he'll buy more than one. He owns at least 4 Pontiac Firebirds, all in different colors. And in June, he hopped on IG to flex a new El Camino he picked up. But instead of another stock classic, this one had been turned into a massive monster truck. Ross posted a video of him climbing up a ladder to get into the new ride. And he said,
"First Tonka truck. It's my first time in it, baby. First time in it, baby. Y'all niggas better be ready, baby, because I'm ready, baby."
When Ross hopped on Kanye's track, Devil in a New Dress, back in 2010. He said, "New Mercedes sedan, the Lexus Sport. So many cars, DMV thought it was mail fraud." If most other rappers said this, it would sound like they were capping for clout. But Ross has had so many cars, it could be a true story. He raps about a Benz on the track, but that's definitely not the only Mercedes in his collection. He's also rocking a CLS 63, SLS AMG, a Red G63 AMG, Maybach 57S, and way more we don't know about. Ross loves Maybach so much, he even named his label, Maybach Music Group, to let everyone know how heavy he rocks with them. Ross hosted the show on his property in Georgia that he's calling the Promised Land. He said he wanted to feel like a youth fair, so he had DJs playing, 20 food trucks, and handed out 24-karat diamond chains to winners of the car show. Ross didn't judge the show himself because he wanted it to be fair. He said, "My partner, he actually flew some judges from California and a few other states, so we keep it balanced all the way, you know what I mean? I thought that would make that much more credible and meaningful. We got big boy judges coming out." Ross wants to make the show an annual thing, and he even picked up at least one new ride during the event. A dude who goes by the name 134 Coke brought a 1975 Chevy Impala convertible to the show, and Ross ended up copping it off him for $150K. Restored Impalas usually sell for around $60K, so 134 Coke was shocked at how much Ross gave him. Rose also gifted him with a new chain to celebrate the deal. When it comes to American whips, Ross shows Chevy a lot of love. He has a ton of them in his garage, and he even dropped a track called Box Chevy in 2013. On the song, he rapped, "They wanna see a nigga in a cage, baby mama garnishing a nigga wage. I just went and got the Chevy sprayed, don't wanna scratch a nigga paint." Last year, Ross showed off a 71 Impala that he customized with a Gucci print top, headrest, and visors. He flexed the whip in the video for his track Green Gucci Suit, where he says, "Candy on the Chevy, Gucci on top. I done seen 20 million, it'll never stop." But if you think Rose's Chevy collection is wild, it's nothing compared to the exotics. Ross loves his customs and classics, but his import game is next level. He's rocking Lambos, Rolls Royces, Bentleys, and way more. Last year, he posted a picture of his Rolls Royce Phantom and revealed that he has 12 personal parking spots at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. He already had at least one Ferrari, but a couple weeks ago, Ross picked up a brand new F8 Spider. He posted a video of it getting delivered and said,
"It's that new Rick Ross F8 Spider. You gotta treat yourself. You don't treat yourself, it's gonna treat you. You deserve the world on it. All you gotta do is go get it. Let's go get it."
Now Ross can park the Spider next to the 458 Italia that he put custom red Forgiatos on. But it's not just supercars he's picking up. Ross is also rocking some of the most expensive luxury whips on the market. He has a Rolls Royce Wraith that he keeps simple and classy with a two-tone black and white paint job, an off-white Bentley Brooklyns, and way more stashed in the garage. Some people have criticized Ross for spending so much money on cars, but he's not just buying them to sit in the garage. He's trying to level up and make another bag. Before the car show, he hopped on his Instagram stories and said,
"Never let nobody dictate your desires." I remember it was at one point they used to say, "Rose, why would you buy so many cars? You don't have my vision." Now I'm finna put a successful car show together. By the time I do my third one, I've been and made all the money I spent in cars and profit.
The first show was a major hit, and Ross keeps adding crazy whips to the collection. He's already at the top of the rap game, and if he keeps it up, he'll take over the car game too.